Next up for United, it's the small matter of the Manchester derby, and this time it's at home. With the recent sacking of Ruben Amorim, it's pretty clear that the divide between the owners and the fans has never felt wider. Protests are already being planned for the Fulham game on February the 1st, and honestly, that kind of tells its own story. So here it is, Manchester United versus Man City at Old Trafford, 12:30 kickoff again. We don't seem to do Saturday 3pms. The next time that we do a Saturday 3pm is like February, against Palace at Old Trafford on the 28th of February. Other than that though, all of our matches are either 4:30, 2pms, 8 o'clocks, 8:15s. We play West Ham away, 8:15. It's so bad, especially for the travelling fans. We've got Man City, who are going to be firing. But news today, they're after Gahey, so they're strengthening their squad even more. United are just sat there swapping managers left, right and centre. With the Glazers coming over to the UK, obviously they had the meeting at Carrington yesterday, and it doesn't seem all rosy at United. And the fact that they came over and did the meeting without going to Monaco, and they've done it at Carrington instead. Understandable, they wanted to see the investment that Radcliffe put in, because clearly they haven't done it themselves. Don't get me started with those absolute whoppers of an ownership. Protests happening the 1st of February for the Fulham game, so if you go into it, make sure you're down there, stay safe, don't be violent. The moment that you start protesting violently is the moment that they win, the club wins, the press just go negative, and all momentum goes out of the window. However, we are positive on this channel, and I do feel like actually Carrick could get a tune out of this squad, especially with our two talismans Ahmad and Mbeumo back in the squad. They've done both really well. I had comments I think on a video, or at least on TikTok, saying, oh yeah, but if they were that good, why didn't it get through to the final? Well, a team isn't just one person, is it? Portugal, Ronaldo, Ahmad and Mbeumo are back, so we've got a little bit more stability. But Sesko's been firing, to be fair. He's scored 3 goals in his last 2 appearances for United. He's starting to fire a lot better than what Gyökeres has been doing at Arsenal. But we're getting into the lineup of what I think is going to face City. Our previous lineup against Brighton: Le Mans, Dalot, Martinez, Mount, Fernandes, Cunha, Dorgu, Yoro, Ugarte, Sesko and Mainu. Lacey was substituted and then obviously got the red card. To be fair, I don't think Lacey would have been used against City anyway, especially with the likes of Ahmad and Mbeumo back. I don't really think that Lacey would have been involved in the squad. Let me know what you think below. Darren Fletcher is very similar to Michael Carrick with how he set the team up. He obviously went for a 4-3-2-1 system. Darren Fletcher was very similar to Michael Carrick with how he set the team up. I feel like we're going to get overrun against City. They've just got too much pace, and I think if we have the likes of Casemiro in, which is giving a hint as to who I've got in the squad, although has it, because we're very, very light in the midfield with Sesko up front, banging in another goal. He's playing really well considering that he only had Fernandes just to feed him through. Dorgu was throwing some more crosses in, and that's exactly what we need moving forward. This is how the lads lined up against Brighton. So we had Sesko up front, we had Cunha on the left, Mount on the right, Fernandes in the midfield, Mainu, Ugarte. Then we had the back four of Dorgu, Martinez, Yoro and Dalot with Le Mans in goal. And I don't think Le Mans is going to change because why would it? Le Mans has actually been an absolute breath of fresh air when it comes to United in goal. Now, I felt this team worked pretty well against Brighton, especially in the first half. But we lost control again in midfield. And midfield is where I'm a little bit worried against City. I feel like we're just going to get absolutely ran. Semenyo on the wing, or Doku. You've got Doku and Semenyo who's just going to cut us open. So we really need to be careful. For the lineup that I'm thinking against City, I've gone for this. So we've got Sesko up front again, Cunha, but then bringing in Mbeumo in. There's a little bit of a discussion where it comes to Michael Carrick and how he's going to be able to integrate Ahmad and Mbeumo in the same squad. Mbeumo's got pace, so he can kind of bring back and kind of tighten up this midfield if needs be. Exactly same for Cunha. Dorgu on the left, we need that pace, and he's been very impressive. I'm glad that he's playing like he is. His final third decision making still needs work, but the dude's really young. We've got Martinez in the back. So recently, all of this conversation that's been going around Nicky Butt and Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes saying what? Just pick up Martinez. If you were Haaland, you just pick him up and then throw him in the net. Martinez has played against Haaland a lot, I think Haaland's only scored in 1 or 2 games out of like, what, 6 or 7 matches that he's gone head-to-head with Martinez. I think that Martinez is actually going to still be pretty damn hefty in this squad. But now I'm thinking of it, would I put Maguire in there? Oh, would I put Maguire in for Heaven and then have Martinez and Maguire? It's a little bit of a tricky one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But I think Heaven deserves his place, especially against City. You've got the height, you've got the burliness. Obviously, you don't necessarily need the height, especially when it comes to Martinez. He's already shown that in the past against City. Very excited that I even spelt Dalot wrong. Need a conversation about Dalot. Dalot seems to be one of those players, he's always in decent positions. But when it comes to the final decision making, like against Brighton, he came out with the excuse that, oh, it's the red cards is the reason why we lost. It wasn't. It was because you didn't pass the ball or at least score. So Dalot has a really good way of finding the best positions to be in to score, but doesn't score or doesn't put them away. There's several chances that he's had for United this season and even last where he just hasn't netted the ball. And also he had the opportunity to pass the ball to a striker. It's their bread and butter. And just messes up. Dalot is potentially one of those players that needs to get replaced soon. He's gone through way too many managers. Exactly the same for Luke Shaw. Heaven, Martinez. I think with all of the news that's happened recently regarding Martinez, I think Carrick is going to keep him in the squad because you need that bite. And Martinez is a workhorse. That guy just runs himself into the ground and he has so much passion. And I feel that if you start changing this around, because obviously De Ligt's gone missing, we don't know where he is. I thought he was out for a couple of weeks, but he's been out for a couple of months already, and we really need De Ligt back. Heaven, I'm sorry, but I'm going to put Maguire in here against City, and I'm going to put Heaven in against Arsenal, because Heaven played really well against Arsenal. This is my lineup. I'm going to go for Sesko to try and bang in a goal. His pace is going to be decent against City's defence. I feel like Sesko could go 3 games in a row. Cunha, yeah, I'm going to keep Cunha and Mbeumo. Fernandes, I'm going to bring him in, but push him a little bit deeper so that he can ping those balls in through to Sesko or even just out wide to Cunha and Mbeumo. They've got the pace to set back. Casemiro is the one that I'm a little bit concerned about, like in midfield, but I think I'd rather put Casemiro in than Ugarte. Ugarte's decision making isn't great. Last thing we want is 2 games in a row where a player gets sent off, and I think that Ugarte could be that player. Also, he kind of plays out of position, and between Ugarte and Casemiro's a better player, especially some of the balls that he can find. He can obviously bring the long ball diagonals over through to Mbeumo, so Mbeumo can like attack it and then cross the ball in for like a header for Sesko, or pull it back for Fernandes to bang it into the top corner. So there's always like that kind of like idea when it comes to having Casemiro in midfield. The only thing that I worry about with Cas, maybe you have him kind of like pull back a little bit and then have like Mainu a little bit more centralized, have obviously Dalot push up with Dorgu, have Casemiro kind of like cover the midfield, so then Dorgu can take over from here. You could even have Amad in for Dalot. You could even have like Amad in. It's really tricky trying to add Amad into this squad, so I'm not 100% sure on that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And predicted scores, I think Man United at Old Trafford against City, who are obviously trying to go for the title. They need to catch up Arsenal, so they need to win, but United need the results as well for Champions League. I think United's defense will hold up, but we always concede. we always concede, so I reckon it'll be a 2-1 City. I'm changing it. 2-1. I'm going for a 2-2. No. 2-1 United. Man United to win 2-1. Everybody's writing us off at the moment. 2-1 United. Fernandes and Sesko. Second half goals in front of the Stratford end. Yeah, I'm delusional. Who cares? Will Amad and Mbeumo be back? Will Maguire be in defence? De Ligt as well, mate. Where are you? Come on, Carrick. You've got this, lad. You know this United DNA. I believe in the squad. Let me know in the comments below what you think the score is going to be. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one, guys. See you later. Come on, United. We got this. Oh, I hope I'm right.